Hi everyone, I am Isegiraj, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, St. Martin Engineering College. Today I go to the topic Introduction to Operating System. First of all, we are see about what is operating system. The operating system is one of the interface between user and the system. Okay, it is interacting some programming language from the user side, and the user can get the programming to the system side, and the system has get the lot of the resources to implement the program, and it will be execute some responsible for the user to efficiently and confidently of the programmation. And the purpose of the operating system to provide a good environment like that all the process will be implementing and executing efficiently. And next, the structures of computer system. A computer have a multiple structures in it. First of all, a computer have structures is first is user. User is who is user? The system has who can handle the system. It is called as the user. And next we are see about the application program. The application program is compiler, database, games, video players, browsers. So these are the applications are like the application programs in operating system. And next, system programs. Some of the systematic programs can be implemented in the operating system like shell, editor, compilers. So these are the programs are called the system program. And next one is operating system. It is the major role of the structure of computer. And next one is hardware. Hardware like that disk, memory, CPUs. So these are the categories of the hardwares in structures of computer system. And next one is this is the diagram between the computer systematic diagram. Totally 7 layers of systematic structures are available. First one is user, second level of application programs, third one is utilities, fourth one is operating system, fifth one is machine language, next one is micro programming, and final one is CPU, memory and IO device. The first two is categorized by the user side, and the middle of the two layers are categorized by system side, and the below three layers are categorized by the hardware side. So this is the structures of computer system. And next one is operating system function. Major of the operating system has implementing lot of the function in it, but we are categorized the process of the operating system function in it. First of all, process management. Process management, it is the major role of the operating system. And the next one is process synchronization, and third one is memory management and CPU scheduling, file management, user interface, error bugging. So these are the functions of in every operating system. First of all, we are see about the process management. What is process management? The operating system has handled the process to creation, scheduling and termination of the process in every process implementation. And if the further encompasses of the program like that process synchronization and deadlock functions. And second one is memory management. The memory management is in the operating systems to provide allocation and deallocation of the memory process in every implemented process. And also some kind of techniques also implemented in the memory management. One is semaphore and the segment semaphore, pagings and virtual memory. These are the techniques are using in the memory management. And the third one is file system management. It will be provide the ordering and control of the files in any place of the storage device. It will be manage the file system management. And the next we are see about device management. In the device management controls all the input and all the hardware and software devices inbuilt in the computer system. All the devices like input device, output device, all the devices can be controlled by the device manager. And next one is see about security and access control. It will be using for unauthorized access from the systematic process, and it will be check the person is authenticate or unauthenticate person. So the security level of the process will be checked by security, and access control will be maintained the security process. And next we are see about user interface. User interface is major role of the operating system because it has show the systematic function and how to implement the user side also. So the UI has two different categories belongs to the operating system. One is GUI, graphical user interface, and another one is command line interface, CLI. Okay, and next we are see about types of operating system. There are 8 category of the operating systems are processing in the operating system. 8 category of the operating systems are available. First of all, we are see about batch operating system and network operating system, multi-programming operating system, distributed operating system, real-time operating system, time-sharing operating system, multi-tasking operating system, and multi-processing operating system. So these are the types of operating system. First of all, we see about batch operating system. In the batch operating system has working like this is the basic operating system. The batch operating system has the user side to given the process into the batch operating system. It can be directly not given to the systematic function. One operator is available. For example, one operator is available and all the user can input the process in the operator. The operator has divided the batch, after it will be input the function. So the user 1 will be given, multiple user can using in the batch operating system. User 1, user 2 goes to user n, and every user has given the process in the operating system. One of the operator is available. The operator function is majorly it will be divide the job like a batches. For example, user 1 has implement the additional program into functioning in the operating system. User 2 has functioning the subtraction, and user 3 has using the multiplication. So these are the programs will be given to the operator. The operator has segment the process like that from batch by batches. After it will be implement to the systematic function. These are like batch 1, batch 2, batch 3. The operator will be segment the process to belongs the batch like that. So in this process has performing one by one process. First come first serve methodology will be followed by this operating system. So this diagram also represent the job will be make a job queue, and in this operating system however one of the monitor is available. The monitor is the memory, small size of the memory. It is using to convey the process like that. One job is implemented at the time, others are waiting to implementation. After the process completed, another process, second process will be goes to implemented. So this type of batch operating system also using this first come first serve methodology. And one of the resident monitor is available in the batch operating system. It is segmented by the 2 category. This is the boundary line. The below of the boundary line is called as user program area, and the upper of the layer has 4 different category. The first one is interrupt processor, second one is device driver, third one is job sequence, and the control language interpreter. So these are the upper level of the monitor level session to working in the batch operating system. And next we are see about the another one is memory layout of the resident. And the advantages of the batch operating system is all the multi-program has implemented in this systematic function, and all the process has been implemented. The drawback of the batch operating system is one waiting time has more time to implemented. One job when one job is completed to their process, at the time the second process is implemented. So the waiting time is more than compared to other operating system. And these are the disadvantages. Starvation in the major drawback of the batch operating system is one of the starvation. Starvation is most disadvantages of the batch operating system. And next we are going to the multi-programming operating system. In this multi-programming operating system allow multiple programs are implemented to get into the process. So it is different between the batch operating system. So this is the diagrammatic representation of multi-programming operating system. In the main memory, every system have a main memory and the secondary memory. In the main memory has implement the process, secondary memory has storage the process output. So in the main memory has implemented lot of the programs are available in the main memory. Individually one can implement to execute to the CPU, after another one is implemented to the CPU. One program is while the one program is implement to the CPU for the process implementation, while the first program is completed, after the second one is start to implement it. So this is the structures of multi-programming operating system. Each program outcome has been written by the secondary storage space. So this is the function of multi-programming operating system. And in this multi-programming operating system, advantage like that, multi-process has been implemented successfully, and multiple process implementation and their outputs also stored in the secondary devices also. But the drawbacks like that, multi-programming provided had one program is implemented, dumping large amount of programming has implemented at the time, the system has dumped to working process performance has reduced. So this is the drawback of multi-programming operating system. And the next we are goes to multi-processing operating system. The multi-processing operating system allows the operating system allows multiple processor working in the same time in the operating system. So we are parallel computers is achieved from this operating system. Parallel processor are implementing at the same time. Multiple process like that. In this diagram, the multiple process means multiple processor has implemented in the operating system. For example, CPU 1, it is one of the processor, CPU 2, it is another one of the processor. So multiple processor has implemented in the same system, and the main memory has shared by all the inbuilt processor in the multi-processor systematic function. Each processor have a individual input-output processor and the input-output units. For example, CPU 1 has individually input-output processor and the input-output units. At the same like that, CPU 2 have input-output processor and the input-output units. So this is the function. All the components will be communicated between two-way communication path, and the implementation of the process is while process 1 is coming to implemented in the systematic function, the system can occupy the process 1 to implement to the process 1. At the same time, another one process coming to implemented, the system has to get to the CPU 2, because two processes available. So two process also implemented at the same time, and it will be given the completion of the process also. In this process, the advantage of this process like that, increased reliability of the function. And next we are see about increased throughput of the every process implementation function, and resource also utilizing very well, because compared to the before two operating system, in this process multi-process operating system has utilizing the resources to very good manner to implement all the process and completion successfully. And parallelism process also implemented in this multi-processing operating system. And next we are see about the disadvantages of the multi-processing operating system. First one is complexity. The complexity of the system dealing with the more resources, more number of process and proper distribution of the task in the function, and increased cost. The expensive of the operating system is more compared to the previous operating system, and communication will be overhead at the time, and software compatibility problems also coming to this functionality. And next we are goes to multitasking operating system. In this multitasking operating system has using various type of application. These are the software applications are available in the multitasking. It is one of the example like that Android, Windows, Linux. So nowadays we are using in the multiple operating system. It is using in the multitasking functions also implemented. Uh, in this diagram, first of all, we are see about Word. It is one of the application. Web browser, it is also another one of the application, and email. So three category of the applications will be functioning at the same time. It will be processing in the operating system like a same time. Simultaneously, all the applications are working in the operating system, and the operating system has performing to implement all the process and execute all the process at the same time. So this is the multitasking operating system. In this multitasking operating system, using one task will be given into the operating system. The operating system has taken the task and implementing at the same time another one applications also implementing another one task. It also handle the task also to implement and get the given the output also. So this is the advantage of this multitasking operating system. And the another one is memory allocation. With it is dynamically functioning in this operating system, and more application run at the same time and execution is possibility, and it provide the rapid shift to every task and given the process output. And it will be switching methodology to switch one task to another task. Mode switching is enabled in this process. In this process, mode switching has to help one process to another process switching techniques. And the disadvantages of the task is some of the main memory has improved to their performance, because low of the main memory implemented at the time, the function will be during time will be taken more. So we are increase the main memory after we are using the better output of the function. So the expensive of the expensive is compared to other operating system, it is more expensive. And next we are see about network operating system. So next, network operating system. In this network operating system, one centralized server is available. All of the client system also implemented connected to the server, and one administrative panel also implemented to this process. In this process, all the multiple system has connected with the server, and the server will continues the process like that, ordering the process to the all kind of servers. And in this network operating system, the server has maintained the all kind of computers, and it will be provide data sharing and file sharing options. And we are using to connectivity to accessing like that printer, peripheral devices also. Peripheral means printer and scanner. So these are the devices also using in this network operating system. And especially mainly we are using in the LAN network communication. LAN means local area network communication. It controls the network operation, and it will be facilitate and collaboration with the network and during their working process also. The advantages of the process is the file sharing and the data sharings are easily implemented in this operating system. All the system communication will be same network concept like that. So the communication of the all system has very easily implemented at this type, and all the system has been using the printer, scanner of the peripheral devices connected to the network. It is possibility. So these are the advantages of network operating system. And we are see about disadvantages. Majorly, one network concept is failure. The major of the network is failure. All the system communication is also failure based. So this is the drawback of the network operating system. And next we are see about the real time operating system. In this real time operating system, we are using the multiple chips like that. We are embedded to the operating system. For example, device drivers also implemented, and the multiple task scheduling will be implemented at the time. The time schedule will be processing in the process implementation, and the resource management also read and write process like that same process. In this real-time operating system, we are using in the medical field, medical equipments like that MRI. So these are the MRI scanner, CT scanner. So these are the devices has been implemented in the real-time operating system, because the major role of the real-time operating system is predictability, responsiveness, and the streamlined process, using the major role of the predictability functionality. The advantage of the real-time operating system is to easy to design to implement it at the implemented for the real-time operating system, and maximum utilize of the devices has been performing in the operating system, and fast response to event. And the next one is higher reliability in performing of the time creation of every operations. So these are the advantages of real-time operating system. And next we are see about disadvantages operating system. In this real-time operating system, as using the less multitasking compared to less multitasking functions in it, and lack of adaptability to new function implementation. So these are the disadvantages of real-time operating system. And next we are see about time sharing operating system. In this time sharing operating system, rapidly using one system to another system, time fixing in the method. In this diagram, the CPU has a centralized process. All the user has been circulated to communicate to the CPU. If every user have fixing one time to implement all the process. The advantages of time sharing will be effective utilization of the resource and sharing the resource equally. So this is the major advantage, and better memory management. It is the one of the best advantages of time sharing system. Better memory management and real time access is possibility to their program files also. And next we are see about, next I goes to distributed operating system. In the distributed operating system, as using the LAN communication methodology. LAN communication, for example, this is system 1, this is system 2, all are connected to the server to communicate with the LAN network. Okay, this is server, and some of the system 3 also connected with the hosting server, host 2 connected to the network. So this is the distributed operating system, distributed OS. In this distributed OS has a autonomous systematic functions in it. All the system has working autonomous. Autonomous means it will be in their functions are using in the independently, and it has communicated with the server. At the server has using in the administrative panel also, it will be access the system, and data sharing, device controls, all are using in the distributed method. I goes to now we are see about the operating system. The operating system is one of the interface between user and the system, and it will be using for the efficient and convenience to performing the programs like that in every operating system. This is the functions of operating system. First one is process management, process synchronization, memory management, UI, error debugging also. And next, types of operating system. The types: batch operating system, multi-process operating system, multi-programming, distributed, real-time, network operating system. So first of all, we see about batch operating system. In this batch operating system, all the jobs will be given to the batch queue, and it will be implemented to the first come first serve method, and all the jobs will be have a job queue. And next we are see about multi-programming operating system. In this multi-programming operating system, main memory have a multiple program in it. one by one. Program A will be implement to the CPU. After while the completion of the program A, program B also implemented. And next, multi-processing operating system. In this multi-processing operating system, multiple processor has inbuilt of the systematic function and implement the process at the same time. Main memory is centralized memory. All the multiple processor has communicated to implemented in it. And next, multitasking operating system. Multiple software applications are simultaneously working to their process at the same time, and it will be given the output also. We are connected to the operating system and using the resource, and it will be given the output. And next, network operating system. In this network operating system, the server is centralized process. All the agents systems are called as the clients, and one administrative panel also given that it will be controls the data file sharing, and all the given resources also given to the network operating system functionality. And real-time operating system, it will, in this process, the chip function will be embedded process will be implemented. It will be using for the predictability. For the main purpose of the real-time operating system is predictability functionality. And next, time sharing system. In this time, CPU is the centralized process. All the multiple system has using to connected to the CPU. Every time sharing methods has given time to implementation. Next, distributed operating system. It all the system has autonomous independently working to their function, and it will be using to connected with the network local area network function. So we are now I teach the network operating system. In this network operating system, one server is centralized process and multiple client system has connected to the server. For example, it is the server. It is the server. It is the server. System 1, system 2, system 3, system 4, system 5 and system 6. So not only system 6 system, n number of systems has attached to the server, and the server working like that to given the resources and data communication, file transfer, all the process will be implemented by the server. So in this method is called as the network operating system. It has handled the data process and file sharing methods and implementing lot of the mainly purposely using for the file transfer and data transfer in the network operating system. And batch function, batch operating system, multiple user has implement the process like that in the operating system. Operator has using directly the user has communicate to the operating system, not directly using the operating system. One operator is available. Operator has segment the job like a batch wise, batch 1, batch 2, batch 3. So n number of processor goes to batch n. So batch 1 will be implemented, start 2 implemented, batch 2 also implemented. So it will be implemented to the systematic function. Batch 1 has completed, after batch 2 will be start to implemented. So this is the process of batch operating system. Completed. And next we are see about multitasking operating system. Multitasking means in this multitasking operating system, multiple software application oriented software has been performing. Multiple application software has been performing at the same time. It will be implementing to the operating system, and working to execute the output of the same time. For example, application 1, application 2, application 3, it also implemented to the operating system. The operating system has functioning at the multiple sources to implement and get the output also. So, okay, thank you. Today we are see about the multiple types of what is operating system and what are the functions in the operating system and types of operating systems. Okay, thank you so much.